Hello my lovelies, it is time for my end of the year stats for 2022, so stay tuned. So I have gone through and collected some stats. Most of them are from Goodreads, but yeah, I've got some things here. Let's just jump right in. So my goal was to read 120 books this year. I figured I could do at least 10 books a month for all 12 months on average. And in the end, I ended up reading 143 books. That came out to being 51,449 pages. So I divided that up. That comes out to being 4,287.42 pages per month, or 989.4 pages per week, or 140.96 pages per day, which is a little less than last year, because I think last year I ended up reading around 200 and something per day. Yeah. But this year I also only, like I said, I only read 143 books, which is a lot, but compared to last year, I think I read 209, but it's okay because I really didn't want to read that many books this year, just because I wanted to be able to do other things too. So the shortest book I read this year, and it seems that it happens like every year, I end up with a teeny tiny book. Most of the books I read are not teeny tiny, but there might be one or two. And this year I think there was like two, maybe three pretty small books. I think I had one that was like 50 something pages. I had one just this month that was like, or not this month, but in December, that was like 26 pages. But my shortest book ended up being only 16 pages, and that was Break the Glass, an essay by Rachel Edwards. And if I remember correctly, I gave that one 5 stars. And I actually, the one that was 26 pages, I ended up giving 5 stars too. It almost made me cry. The longest book that I read was 912 pages. I probably read more books that were close to that end than I did the teeny tiny end. But that was Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. Also gave that one 5 stars. But in the end, the average length of book that I read was 359 pages. So like average book size. And I can tell this year was a good reading year because my average rating went up just a tiny bit. Last year it was 3.9 and this year it is 4.0. The most popular book that I read, this book had 4,533,289 people shelved it. It has nearly 3 million ratings with a 4.16 rating. And that is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. I DNF'd it. Oopsie. I was bored. So the least shelved book that I read had 57 people shelved it. It's only gotten 14 ratings with a 3.57. I gave it 4 stars, and that is called I Wish I Might by Lisa Day Pascal. And this was one of those where the girl makes a wish and then pretty much everything she wished for comes true. And so she begins questioning like this guy that she's interested in, showing her interest. She thinks, does he only like me because I made this wish? Is the wish making him like me? Am I getting this promotion at work because I wished it? It just seems like everything's falling into place for her because she made this wish, but it's kind of a, did the wish do it or did she actually do it? So the highest rated book that I read was Heartstopper Volume 3. It had a 4.68 and I gave it 5 stars. Heartstopper, so freaking good. The lowest rated on Goodreads that I read was called Things I Can't Explain by Mitchell Kriegman. This is like a Clarissa Explains It All, like continuation, like her as being an adult. it has a 3.16 rating on Goodreads, and I gave it a 3-star. The first book that I reviewed for 2022 was Xmas, A Love-Hate Story by Kate Bryan. I gave it 4 stars. It was a cute Christmassy story where 2 exes had to get together because their little brothers wanted to go save Santa, and they hopped a train and they're on their way to the North Pole, or at least Seattle, from LA, I believe. And so the 2 exes have to try to get to them before the parents find out that they're missing. It was cute. And if I didn't say already, I gave that one 4 stars. The last book that I reviewed this year was The Roughest Draft by Emily Wibberley and Austin Stegman Broca, and I also gave that one 4 stars. This one is an adult contemporary romance. It follows 2 authors. They were co-authors together. They wrote one book that did okay, and then they wrote a second book that made it big. And the female author, she kind of freaked out with the success, and instead of failing by continuing on, she was just like, I can't, I'm done, I quit, I retire, I'm not writing anymore. And he continued on with his career, but it wasn't doing well at all. And they were still under contract to write another book together, and people kind of convinced them to do it, and that's what goes on in this book. So cute. So this is gonna be an exceptionally short video, like maybe even less than 10 minutes, I don't know, because I'm almost to the end of all of my stats I have here. I will tell you my ratings. I ended up with one book that I gave no star to. This was one that I ended up unhauling. I think it had like a really low, like 2.9 or something like that on Goodreads, or 2 point something on Goodreads. And I decided I wasn't going to read it. I may have like read the first little bit and DNF'd it, and I just didn't want to rate it because I didn't read enough to feel like I should rate it. Anyway, I ended up giving 2 books 1 star. I gave 7 books 2 stars. I gave 30 books 3 stars. And my highest category, I gave 55 books 4 stars. And then I gave 47 books 5 stars, which is incredible. And then I'm not sure which one comes first, this video or my top 10 of the year, but I will tell you that in my top 10, I have 2 graphic novels, I have 2 middle grades, I have 5 YA, and I have 2 adult. So not a bad mix. And it was hard. It was really, really hard to come up with those top 10. And then even once I had the top 10, putting them in order was hard. I knew what was gonna be like number 10, and I knew what was gonna be number 1, but everything else I'm like, I don't know. They're all so good because they were all 5-star amazing reads. If that video is already up, I'll link it up here. If not, stay tuned, it's coming soon. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye.